Hello everyone and welcome to Heart Magic Wisdom. Today I want to explore the question, what is school and what is missing that is the most important thing that we could have been taught. So first of all, school is a system that gets children to integrate into the society that we have. They will learn the basic skills such as reading and maths, but they will also learn the behaviors that are acceptable in society and the behaviors that are not acceptable in society. And most importantly, in society, it's important that you learn to submit to authority. And school basically teaches this implicitly by having a teacher that is the authority, and then you do what the teacher says, and then you get a good grade, a reward. And if you don't do what the teacher says, then you get a bad grade, and sooner or later your parents are involved, and maybe they can think of a punishment to really get you to do what they want. So this is the basic concept that our society is based upon. There are rules. For 99% of the people, they are not the rule makers, but they are the rule followers. And the rules are fixed for most of us. Rules basically means if you don't do what the rules say, then there needs to be some sort of punishment. Otherwise, the rules make no sense. If there are rules and if you don't obey them and nothing happens, then nobody is surprised if the rules aren't being followed. So now when you come out of school, you have learned that there are rules, there are expectations, and then there are punishments if you don't behave in the way that society wants you to behave. And all of this completely leaves out what do you want. And you learn that what you want is secondary. It's not that important. There are expectations. This is the important thing. And also, if your school experience was anything like mine, you learn that asking questions like, but why is it like this, once or twice too much, annoys the teachers, and it doesn't get, you will not be liked for asking these questions. So the part of you that is autonomous and has its own agenda gets suppressed, and the part of you that is able and willing to do what it's told gets amplified or put in charge, put in the control seat. So, but the school doesn't teach you that this is what it does. It does something and it keeps the thing that it's doing hidden from you. And what it also keeps hidden from you is the fact that the important metrics of this game here are the words fear, control, love, and free will, or doing things by your own volition. And the important thing about these words is that you will have to choose where you stand on these words. And depending on what you choose is how you will play the game. So in any possible situation, you have a choice. And now the choice you make will determine how the next step of the game is. And then you will have another choice, which then will determine the next step of the game again. And then you will have another choice. So what choices can be made? So you notice in every moment that you have access to the words good and bad also. And when you make a choice, you want to make a good choice because the implication is that good is good and bad is bad. So the word good is fixed for everyone, but it means maybe something different for everyone. But what it means for you is the important thing. Whatever you think is good is good. So if you think it's good to sacrifice yourself to a degree to help others, then that's good for you. And if you think it's good to look after yourself as much as you can, then that's good for you. So what do you think is good? This is the big question of life. As soon as you start thinking by yourself, as soon as you leave this external authority thinking behind you and you think, well, maybe that's what they think, but what do I think? And if you arrive at this point, then now, if you think about it, it will be kind of hard at first if you went through school to untangle this web of ideas and beliefs and thoughts that you have and find out which ones came from you and which ones do you stand by if you look at it further, and which ones came from society and you didn't really think it through. Okay, now so let's look at the 4 words we just said in terms of good and bad. So is fear good or bad? Is control good or bad? Is love good or bad? And is free will in the sense that people do what they want good or bad? And I guess the solution in all 4 cases is it depends. Then now the question is, when is fear good and when is fear bad? If fear happens to you, is there something good about it, and is there something bad about it? Do you want to put others into the state of fear? Can there be something good about it, or is it mostly bad? Is it good to control others, for example by force or by manipulating them in certain situations, or is it never good? What if someone is determined to destroy your entire village, which would be an act of their control? Is it okay for you to control them back by using force of your own? What is an appropriate response of control if someone says words that you don't like, insults you, tells you you are an idiot? Is it good or bad to use force or violence against him? And how much and how often, and what's good about it and what's bad about it? Free will and not free will. Would you rather have someone does the thing that you think is good and have them have less free will? Or would you rather have someone use their free will and do something that you don't like? And the last thing on the list is love. Love, as the way that I use the word, just means doing something that's win-win, something that improves the situation for all the involved people. And the downside of it is that you have to invest energy into it, and sometimes maybe you try to make a win-win happen and it doesn't work, and now the choice is between continuing to do this thing or, let's say, giving up on them in an extreme sense. And all of these are choices, and these are the real important choices in life. I don't want to make this video too long, so I will just say You can only control what you can control, and you can't control what you can't control. You can control your own actions from your body, and you can control your own internal state inside your body and in your mind. And you can't control what other people do. So your options are limited either way. So the extent that you have influence over the story that you experience, the life that you live, it all comes from your choices in every moment. And the ones that really influence where your life is going is about these 4 words that I just said. And the more you become conscious of it, the better you will understand and play the game. I will go into details about this in other videos, but for now, this is the message that I wanted to say. So thank you for listening, and see you soon.